Hello everyone, Russell Wright from networkempire.com, and those of you who don't know me, I'm the co-inventor of the Kraken Theme Zoom natural language processing application. Myself, my programming team, Kelly, Matt, and Sue are professionals when it comes to understanding what's happening on the web related to natural language processing and especially SEO algorithms. We've been in business for about 5 years. Today we're going to talk about a buzz topic, something that seems to be out on the web pretty much the last couple of days, a lot of news space being filled up about the Google Disavow links function and what it means. Everybody's all freaked out about this, so we're just going to cover some of the basic functions, and more importantly, we're going to tell you what it means, who it's for, and how to use it. If you found this video through our blog, you're going to be able to click on any of the links that talk about each one of these websites that I'm talking about. If you found through video, through youtube.com, please do visit us at networkempire.com or click on the description tag to lead to the website. So let's go right into the buzz that's happening right now. This SEO writer's covering the story right now. Everybody's heard of Search Engine Roundtable. That's where we first got wind of it in the public eye. Google's Disavow link tool, their best spam reporting tool yet. Barry over there covers it, Barry Schwartz, everybody's familiar with him. He says some things about it. I'm not going to mention here, you can go and read that article if you want. The other big article that we are covering in this presentation that Sue Bell has also covered in her audio is Google changes SEO forever with its Disavow link tool. Here's some hype out there from Market Samurai. There are some comments that Sue really took issue with in this article by Eugene Ware. Eugene's a great guy and all that. There's just some things that we profoundly disagree with. We're going to talk about that. Also, we do talk a lot about this inside the members area of networkempire.com. The other article that I thought was pretty funny was WebPro News. Will Google's link disavow tool come back to haunt webmasters? I thought it was kind of funny because they chose a meme picture from a Stephen King novel, which many people will recognize. It kind of dates that film. I think it was called The Shining. It's kind of funny about, this gives you a little bit of an understanding of what kind of angst is out there around this topic. Also, I have covered in full the video by Matt Cutts, who is the Google SEO advocate, if you're not familiar with Google. And I broke this article down for you into 7 pieces so that you can know precisely what is on Google's mind when it comes to this link disavow tool. One of the main things I would like to look at is this article by Market Samurai. They say there's some good news about disavow and some bad news. And the good news, they say, if you've been a Penguin casualty, meaning if your site has been reduced to shambles after the last Penguin update, you've tried to remove as many links as you can but still can't seem to recover them, you can use the new link disavow tool to essentially delete the poor quality links that are poisoning your website. The effects don't happen immediately, Matt Cutts reveals in his video, which they link to. It may take a few weeks for anything. For millions of website owners who've been hit by the Penguin update and who have done nothing to incur any penalties, or who SEO teams have applied, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go back to the bad news. That's kind of basic stuff. We're going to get into that a little bit more clearly. The bad news is what we have our audio program on today. Our podcast interview was a kind of on-the-fly, spontaneous interview with Sue Bell where she gets into some disagreements about this. And it's important because I don't want people thinking that this is going to be some kind of like a tool that you need to use. 99.9% of the people who are building websites, small to mid-sized business owners, are never going to want to touch this tool. Or they're never going to want to touch the link disavow tool. And they're going to anyway, and it could really hurt them more than help them. Okay. So the comment here by Eugene is that by giving webmasters the power to report bad links, they have essentially crowdsourced link spam detection. That is true, and Matt does cover that in his video. Millions of webmasters will be submitting long lists of low-quality and spammy sites, which Google can then use in its algorithm to penalize not only the sites that are providing these poor link qualities, but also those that are linked to by these sites, Now, Matt does say that they are going to take anything submitted to the Google Disavow tool extremely seriously, and it will take quite a while for that to come through. And Eugene pulled that essentially off of the video here. Now, here's where he makes some assertions. This spells disaster for any sites that make it too easy to get a link back to your site. For example, he calls them promiscuous linking, and I agree with them. Blog, comments, forums, 2.0 sites, article directories, website directories, poor quality, so on and so forth. In other words, the low-hanging fruit sites that promiscuously give out too many links will likely see poor pages. Okay. Now, one of the things that he also says, and I would suggest you actually go and read this article so that you can think for yourself, and also visit our site so you can view any rebuttals that we might have on it. Here's the full article. The main thing to understand here is that he's suggesting that there might be a full-fledged business starting. One of the biggest complaints, let me just find this for you. He's suggesting that there may be a full-fledged business starting designed to find out what backlinks your competitor were using and literally create a clone of that backlinking system and then disavow it by bringing it to a faster way of bringing it to the attention of the Google Webmaster community. Because Matt does say they're going to be watching this or crowdsourcing the delinking process pretty strongly. That means they're driving some, they're outsourcing staff. They're assigning the delinking process to staff. More importantly, to understand that they're really able to use the team. They're allowing the crowdsourcing of the bad link farming in the bad neighborhoods that are kind of common throughout the web to be brought to their attention through user interface. So crowdsourcing is the good way to think about it. Now, if this is going to become a new cottage industry, okay, where individuals actually can imitate or clone the backlinking processes and strategies and weird linking processes of their competitors and then disavow them all to bring those hubs to Google's attention. That is a question that we cover in our talk. I got Sue Bell's opinion on that. Okay, feel free to visit the audio, and we're going to be having this blog post, her personal blog post, released over the next couple of days on that. But for now, you can go ahead and just click and listen to the audio. It's in about 3 minutes where she starts ranting and raving about this topic because it is important, and we do get a lot of questions about this tool. Okay. So let's go ahead and just get right to the root of this. I only really have two things personally to say about this, and that's really to emulate what Matt Cutts has said. And that is number 4. In his video, he's really clear. Okay, this is for power users only. This tool is for power users only. Okay? So you really need to be aware that the disavow function, let me go ahead and, it's going to look like this. I've left you the link to the disavow tool. My suggestion is if you have any questions, doubts, or concerns about whether or not you should use it, that means you shouldn't, because you're not skilled enough. If you don't know if you should be using it, you're probably not skilled enough to use it. You need to talk to your webmaster or an SEO professional and make really sure that you've got a good one, because that's something that can really mess things up for you. So let's go ahead through the conversation, save you time on this video. This is really best practices. Matt Cutts talking about, you can kind of tell he's just getting into this whole thing. Best practices for disavow tool. First, guys, gals, remove the links manually. If I've got a bad link and I find I've got a link coming from a porn site to one of my major hubs, a porn site or a really bad neighborhood, a crack neighborhood as they call it on the online linking community, they're not going to respond to you asking them nicely to remove their links. Everything is automated. I mean, I have automated link networks, okay? So don't try to email those folks. But the bottom line is a lot of the time you can get links changed or moved, or if you have a text service or anything like that, you can get them removed manually, or if they're on your own network, which is the case in sometimes we come up against that, where I'm not necessarily linking properly from one of my WR2 rings to the WR1, you can change that. Check your own internal linking of your own link hubs as well. Okay, now use disavow tool. This is coming from Matt Cutts directly, okay? Use disavow tool only when manual removal is impossible, okay? That's a huge point, and that's really key to understanding when you should and shouldn't use this tool. Number 3, use suspicious, maybe use it if suspicious link notes appear in Webmaster Tools. Now, Sue Bell is talking about this in her upcoming article, how to read your Webmaster Tools articles. If you're getting weird things, they give you a direct warning. Google is getting more and more clear and less ambiguous about, hey, we're suspicious of you. They'll sometimes just come in and tell you, these links are weird. Are you aware that these links are suspicious? Don't use them. You can go ahead and get freaked out at that point. I mean, if Google is telling you directly that you've got a problem with your inbound linking, that's pretty heavy. So go ahead and start looking at how you can deal with that. That's when you might want to use that. And again, you want to get it professional if you're not an expert, okay? So, warning, unholy experiment in progress. What I mean by this is that this is for power users only. Please do not use this tool if you do not know what it's for and if you have any questions about how to use it, okay? It's not for, don't use it if you're not using aggressive SEO. And those of you using aggressive SEO know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, I'm talking about automated software, I'm talking about massive inbound links, I'm talking about automated RSS inbound link creation systems, I'm talking about feeds, I'm talking about black hat operations, forum spamming, comment spamming, don't get me started. You know what I'm talking about. Number two is, don't use it if you're not building weird link networks, link hubs, link pyramids, link layers, layered links. You know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, if what I just said makes no sense, if you don't know anything about unusual geometric linking kind of models, then you probably need to talk to your SEO. Ironically, you kind of need to know what those are, and I do recommend still using them. But you need to use them intelligently so that they meet Google's terms of service, and which is getting harder and harder to do, by the way. I mean, it's almost at a point now where I can't even necessarily meet Google's terms of service. So just know what their best practices are so that you can default to them wherever possible. Number three is disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. Okay, Matt in his video has claimed that be really careful. Do not put anything in this tool because it can't be undone. That's why it's only available for you if you can prove the ownership of your site. Some stranger can't walk up with this tool and try to disavow your own links, obviously. That would be stupid. So, number four, it's only for serious SEOs. Have I said it? How many times have I said it? There's a reason I'm saying it, because sure enough, somebody inside our own community, ThemeZoom or Network Empire, is going to go ahead and try to disavow links. And they're going to be a small-time site with a PageRank 4 or something, and they're going to wake up during the next update, and the majority of their PageRank is going to be either hit or affected or influenced in some ways. Okay, so don't do that. Don't alert Google to anything. I mean, why would you want to tell, I'm not going to say it like that, but why would you want to tell the people who can penalize you the most when something is suspicious? Don't do that, okay? Number five, warning. Okay, Google will take a disavow submission as a very strong suggestion of spam. That's the most important thing that Matt said in his entire video, and I think it's really important for you to consider that. Don't do it. Try to do it manually. I'm going to ignore mostly anything PageRank 4 or below for this type of thing. If I'm working with major corporate clients, then I might use this disavow tool. Take an example, JCPenney's, when somebody created something called link espionage. Link espionage is when somebody with deep pockets goes out and points thousands upon thousands of bad links at an enemy or a competitor's website in order to get them de-indexed. Yes, it happens, for those of you who have asked me. Now, that's deep pockets, that's corporate, that's PageRank 6 and above. You know what I'm talking about. When you have that kind of problem, you need a serious professional, and link disavow is not really going to help you as far as we can see right now with that type of stuff. I'm sorry, if JCPenney had a link disavow function, I have a personal belief that major issue and other major issues like it were one of the reasons why Webmaster Tools came up with the disavow feature. Because JCPenney's a big company, they're doing regular SEO, and they got a ton of their pages removed or lost a lot of their page rank. The webmaster at JCPenney's, if somebody's trying to espionage or sabotage their website through artificial link spamming and paying for all that stuff, they should be able to disavow those links, and their webmaster should be able to use this rather than calling up Google or storming the gates at Google, which is what their SEO actually had to do, is contact somebody at the Googleplex and say, what are you guys doing? Instead, they could just disavow these links, have the spam team look at it, and then they would have some evidence and some anecdotal evidence to work with when it comes to getting their sites ranked properly. Okay, so bottom line, folks, is that we're in a time now where there's major things going on and on the web, and the main thing that you have to consider is that there's this cybernetic reality, that is the human world, that social media links, buzz, and actual physical traffic is becoming just as important as citations, link building, and link bibliographies. Okay, so make sure that you're building your links naturally while at the same time actively working with them, and don't use tools that you don't understand. Get professional help. If you're an expert SEO, feel free to join our networkempire.com community to learn how we build our web ring system, and you can learn about our one feed and one web ring to rule them all technical process that we teach in our live certification events. Okay, my name is Russell Wright. It's been a pleasure. I hope to see you on the inside.